All right,
Season 2.
let's talk about Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 1. We're going to start from the beginning. I broke it down, probably more than I should have, but we're going to break it down from the beginning. We're going to go through the whole episode and basically kind of tell you where I think this season's going to go and then where this season's going to head. So Season 2 starts out, and Eagly is pecking at Chris's ear to wake him up because the eagle wants to go out. The eagle wants to go out, and it's time to go out for the eagle. But he compromises because it's winter outside. He compromises by letting the eagle go into the parallel pocket dimension, the quantum unfolding chamber, and then the eagle's flying around there. But then the eagle gets confused and it's ready to go back home, I'm assuming, and gets confused at which door it's pecking at. So it starts pecking at this one door, which leads to Chris, Peacemaker, being like, what is this door? Like, what's going on here? Because it looks exactly like his door, and it also has the helmets hanging out in the back, right? And he's like, what's going on here? This is like a parallel alternate dimension. Curiosity kills the Peacemaker, and he types in the passcode and enters the new world, and it's this like beautiful room, like elegantish. Some would say like it's like a rich style, like a mansion room. It's like an elegant room or whatever. It's got like elegant stuff in there and whatever. So he finds this room in this other dimension, and as he's like roaming through the room, you see some articles, the top trio's taking down this dude, top trio's taking down that guy. You can't really read much into it, but they get the key to the city. It's like all these like highlights about the top trio, and then he turns around and he sees his father, and his father's like, hey pal, what you doing up so late, sleepwalking? Looks like you seen a ghost. Chris freaks out, runs out of the dimension, and then we get a time jump. Amelia is suffering from toxic masculinity, which is the joke that they make in this show, and she's like, how can I be a toxic masculinity? I have a vagina, I'm a woman, this is bullcrap, I don't even understand. But basically, what I don't understand is she is yelling at this dude that runs one of these CIA operations, or whatever you want to call it, and she's yelling at this dude, and she's like, all I've been trained to do is kill and fight and murder. So what the fuck am I supposed to do now? And all I could think about was her typing away at the computer in the Suicide Squad. And I'm just going to show the clip right now because, like, let me just go back to that. I know it's not fun and exciting and makes your heart pump, but that's typing for the effect of the clip. Options. Quit acting like the only thing you've been trained to do is go on missions and take people down. But her thing is she's suffering from toxic masculinity. She wants to be able to work for an agency and go on missions and save the day and have a good time doing that, and she can't do that because Amanda Waller said, you worked with my daughter to spill the beans and we're not having that. So she basically blacklisted her from all the 3-letter intelligence agencies, and she's pissed about it. She beats the hell out of her car. Chris went to the Justice Gang and got interviewed by Max Lord, something and another, and Hawk Girl and Green Lantern, Guy Gardner's Green Lantern. He gets denied there. And Adobe Photoshop, I did get her name. It is a fantastic name, but he ran into Hot Girl and Green Lantern because he retconned the end of it to show his Justice Gang showed up, and Superman and Supergirl, and they showed up too late. So the joke is now that the Justice Gang and Supergirl and Superman showed up too late, which I don't know if Superman and Supergirl are part of the Justice Gang. None of it matters. It doesn't matter. But what was I saying? Yeah, Chris gets denied by the Justice Gang. He's all pissed about that. Yeah, so he goes back out and he starts yelling at Adobe Acrobat, and she's like, oh, dude, you are still cool. It just, like, her and John Cena's chemistry together is still cringe, and it's hard to get through. They've kind of put her on the back burner, which I agree with. Her character's not that interesting. Keep her there. She's at the lowest level of GTA, and she should stay there. Love, lust, doesn't work out. He runs off pouting because he gets denied by the Justice Gang. He gets denied by Harcourt to cope with all the loss. He's at the lowest point of his life, and he starts doing drugs to cope with this. I don't really like the drugs to cope with our mistakes because it's a dangerous road to go down. That's all I'm gonna say. Quick cut to an orgy. There's penises everywhere. There's vaginas everywhere. There's tits. There's ass everywhere. Everything is everywhere. But when you're connecting your universes like this, you should maybe make it very, very. Don't say that like you have to watch Peacemaker to even understand what's going on with the rest. Like, no kids allowed. There's gonna be like even just tell us, like, hey, spoilers, there's gonna be penises everywhere and vaginas and ass and everything. So after this, we cut to Diebeard. He's watching over Peacemaker, and then you have a scene where Rick Flag Sr.'s like, gets a call from Adrian, aka Vigilante, and they have this conversation about owls. The first thing Adrian does is say, hey, listen to this. Who? I don't know. I tried to do the little owl noises, but I'll just let you hear the owl noises. But he calls it, and I have to look into this. So when Diebeard picks up the phone, Vigilante says, hey, look here, can you hear this? And then you hear this noise, which I'm going to give you an example here. And then basically he says, that's a northern sawwheat owl, right? He's like, let's talk about owls. Look up owl facts and then quiz me on owls. I just wanted to point something out, okay, just real quick. For some reason, my tism was ticking, and I had to research this for some reason. I don't even know what happened here, but I just went on a deep research for, like, owls. And I believe the owl that he heard wasn't a northern sawwheat owl, okay? This was just some quick Google, so don't yell at me, owl enthusiast. But this was a male great horned owl, I believe, because it sounds very similar to the one that was in the show. I don't know if this was intentional or not. I feel a little stupid because am I supposed to know the differences between owl hoots? Okay, like here's the great horned owl. Okay, and then here is the owl that Vigilante calls, which is the the northern sawwheat owl. They're completely different, okay? And now I'm feeling like I'm crazy and like I'm stupid because I don't know these owl facts. Like, that's funny if you knew the differences between the owl hoots. And I did watch that Disney movie when I was younger. I mean, I forget what it's called, but it's like Save the Owls or whatever. The kids go up against the construction people because they're trying to take down the forest. They said, no, you can't take down the forest. We gotta save the damn owls. Get fucking away from our forest. I don't know if anyone else remembers that movie, but it's a decent movie, at least when I was like preteen, teenager. It doesn't even matter what age I was, you weirdo. Just watch the movie and judge it for yourself. But what I'm trying to tell you is that was not the owl that he said it was, and I just want everybody to know that so you don't go around saying, oh, you hear that? That's a northern sawwheat owl. But it's not. It's a fucking horned owl. It's a male horned owl, and I think it's a mating call on top of that. So, like, that's funny if you know that fact, but who knows that fact? And I just wanted to point that out because I don't know why I had to go on that journey, but I just want everybody to know that that's wrong. And it's not funny. It's funny for all the people that know. Who, honestly, raise your hand right now and tell me who knew the differences between owl hoots? Because I didn't. Now I do. Thanks, James. But now I do. But anyway, I'm losing all kinds of track.
I hate everything you just said.
And Diebeard looks into it, and he takes a picture of Chris looking into the quantum unfolding chamber, which he takes to Adobe Lightroom, and then she helps. But basically, he's like, hey, can you go talk to Chris about that? He's like afraid that Rick Flag Sr. is trying to kill him because Rick Flag Sr. is trying to kill him because Peacemaker killed his son. Then we cut to Amelia. She's pissed off. She goes to a bar. She gets her ass kicked. Well, first she kicks some ass, and then she gets her ass kicked. She loves it. She needs the fight. She can't live without it, even though, as I pointed out in Suicide Squad, you can help that way. You know, it's kind of offensive to the people that are doing that now. It's like, you didn't.
What the fuck did you do?
I'm sitting right next to me.
I googled what is Dr. Phosphorus's weakness. He goes to this universe, he finds his brother who's older and he's not dead, and they're hanging out and they're having a good time, and their dad bumps in and then they're all hanging out having a good time. Chris is dumbfounded and they know something's weird about him. He's like, what's going on with you, dude? And they talk about some imps. So we're gonna see imps whether you like it or not. You're gonna fucking see imps, okay? James is just dying to get these imps in anything. I can just feel it. It's weird. Here's the kicker. This is what I want to talk about. So he goes back up to his room, has a fight with himself, and kills himself because himself gives himself no other choice. Keep up. First of all, he was there, he's looking at the stuff, he finds out that his love interest in that world is Harcourt. So everything is match perfect. It's pitch perfect, it's core line perfect. Basically, so at the end, he kills himself because himself gives himself no other choice. Like I said, you got to keep up with this one. It's getting crazy already. And then that's the end of the episode. It's a good, decent episode. There's a lot of filler in the beginning. So yes, that's the end of the episode. I really like where it's going. I really like the concept of the core. But this is what I was trying to say. It's giving me vibes of like Coraline, where he's in this other universe. Everything seems pitch perfect, but we know deep down everything's not pitch perfect. Something's fishy. Something feels weird. And this is my theory. This is what I'm going to throw out there. I think what is happening is they're the heroes of this world, but this world has basically already been lost to the bad people. So it's like basically the best way I can put it is if like the Nazis won and they're just cops for the Nazis. Like they're good guys for the Nazis. And I think it's difficult because if you look at it in terms of like, I think it's a bad world. I think like the bad guys won and they're only viewed as good guys because that's just how like the people of that world view like good versus bad. Like they think it's all good. And the two creatures I wanted to talk about is one is called the rainbow creature, which I looked up. It's just a rainbow creature. I don't know much more about it. Actually, I do know a little bit. So the rainbow creature was a powerful entity shrouded in mystery that rose from a South American volcano. Its body is covered in stripes of red, yellow, and green and blue, with each representing a different power. The red stripe allows the monster to burn its way through objects, green can temporarily trap people in a paper-thin two-dimensional state, and yellow can turn objects into mist, while blue lets the creature emit a freeze ray. Once a color is used, the stripe fades to white, and the creature has to replenish it by extracting the color from another object. It was enemies of Batman and Robin who defeated the rainbow creature by forcing it to use all its powers, causing it to disintegrate into dust. So that's a Batman. It appeared in Batman number 134, and as you can see, I'm popping it up for you right here. I just read all that. That's the rainbow creature that they defeated, and this is the other one. The Ultra Humanite is a genius supervillain with the ability to transfer his mind into other bodies. This has made him an enemy to Superman and Justice Society, aka the Justice Gang, aka the Top Trio. His main claim to fame is his ability to transfer his own consciousness from one living body to another, but he also has inverted a vast array of advanced weapons, vehicles, and other arcane technology. His chosen form is a giant albino mutant gorilla, which affords him incredible strength and durability. Ultra Humanite has been a member of the secret society of supervillains and the Time Stealers. So that's Ultra Humanite, and that's very interesting to me that it says his main claim to fame is his ability to transfer his own consciousness from one living body to another. So essentially what I'm getting at here is that alone means we can't trust any character in this other dimension whatsoever because they've already established this Ultra Humanite guy as a supervillain that they've taken down. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about, I looked at what's going to happen soon here to come, and they show Rick Flag Sr. says a very specific line. That's the only thing that I've been hanging on to is I'm going to go talk to a prisoner at the Belle Reed prison. So that means we could possibly get a Creature Commando cameo. That's if James Gunn cares about his stories. He doesn't really care about his storylines too much, though. Like, stuff he established in the past doesn't matter. He's trying to actively retcon that, as you see in this episode. But, like, it could be anyone. It could be anyone from the Suicide Squad. And I'm kind of, I really want it to be, like, Bloodsport. Because could you imagine that fight? But I've also been thinking about that for, like, all day. And that fight would be awesome. But it would also kind of ruin Peacemaker's show. Because I think people would be rooting for Bloodsport more than they would be Peacemaker. But I still think that would be a cool battle. I think it's going to be one of the Creature Commandos. I don't know who it could be. Probably G.I. Robot, because James Gunn has to pay his brother not once but twice. And why wouldn't you? I mean, CGI Robot. I don't know. It could be any of the Creature Commandos. It's a good episode of television. I liked it. I'll give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. There was a lot of filler here. None of the jokes hit for me. It's all potty humor, and it's kind of for 12-year-olds. I liked it. I'm excited where this is going. The dimensions is phenomenal. I'm excited. I can't wait to see where it's going, but it could easily end up being trash. I'm excited. I really am. Believe it or not, I want to speculate. I want to see where this is going. I want to see Bloodsport. Personally, I want to see Bloodsport show up because they said there's going to be big cameos in episodes 6 and 8. It could be anybody because James Gunn doesn't care about continuity or his writing or anything like that. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Peacemaker's fine. I think it's going to be fine. That's pretty much how I would sum up James Gunn in general. It's just fine. He had a lot of potential, and he's just fine, but what do I know?